Let me say what's best for me, to feel at ease, to feel happy. Lovely weather with the breeze, the simplest thing, to feel at ease. Let me say what's best for me. Let me say what's best for me. Let me say what's best for me, to feel at ease, to feel happy. Lovely weather with the breeze, the simplest thing.
Real Mod. Great taste needs little. Prime quality tuna.
They like the line. Does it have the speed? They're going hard for line. You have to get by this top yellow. Trevor Johnson leaning on it. He's by it. Now does it stop in time? Has to stop in time. What a shot from Ryland Kleider. We thought it was maybe the hardest option up from the booth, but that's why we're not down there.
I've stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
And when the pressure's on, every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance,
Pushing limits.
Seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
it's a gold line.
it's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
We're still not live, right? Not yet. Okay.
Oh.
We are live from the Mattamy Athletic Center for the AMJ Players Championship in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Final slam of the 2024-2025 season. We're already halfway through the first end, so we'll jump right in. I'm Tyler George with four-time Scotties champion Carrie Anderson. Carrie, we were just calling the game to each other up to this point, so we're all warmed up, ready to go.
Yep. Thanks for having me. Glad to be back.
We already have a guard and 3 rocks in the house. So, of course, they don't trade out hits the one time that we're not actually there for the start of the game.
Yeah, we thought they were going to blanket. Nope.
Team Gushue with hammer here in this first end. Ranked number 7 in the world, coming off of a bronze medal finish at the Brier. Team Dunstone, number 2 ranked, of course, the silver medal. Hey, Carrie, it's always difficult. The players is kind of its own animal. Like, it's after the World Championships. Mm-hmm. It's when, for a lot of players, their competitive season has mostly come to an end. I don't want to say it's the party event, but it tends to be a little bit more fun, a little more relaxed atmosphere here in downtown Toronto.
Yeah, definitely love coming to this event, and the bar across the street is very busy. We're there a few times, so yeah, it's a great event, and we love coming here and playing.
Here is Mark Nichols, third for Team Gushue. I don't know how many times I've said that over the years. Playing the out turn, soft weight hit.
Yeah, Colton's there they're a little bit in between shots and just rubbed off. If they stayed on it, it would have been probably buried. But Mark looks like he's got a good one here.
That gets them both moving. Hits and rolls to the wing. So, Carrie, you've already been on the ice here this week, too. What have you seen from the conditions so far?
Yeah, we just got off the ice from this afternoon's game, and it's great. A little bit patchy here and there, but that's given first day and just trying to figure out the speeds. And John's been trying to figure out the speed as well, trying to get it good for everyone. So, yeah, it's been great, though.
Colton Lott playing the out-turn hit-and-roll attempt.
Definitely find that it bites a lot. Like, if your broom's off, it'll go. We did that a couple times in between shots, too, and yeah, we lost a couple. But
sorry about the
yeah,
first one,
it's tricky. Definitely.
If they stay on it, they probably would have got a bye.
Something we're very used to seeing from Grand Slam ice as well. That sharp turn where maybe if you've been watching the World Championships the last couple of weeks for the women's and the men's, it's more of a gradual curl, even though there was a lot of it. It was starting earlier and wasn't turning as hard when it goes, whereas when we refer to slam ice, we would also refer to our slam release, where you really have to stick the release to make sure it doesn't take that sharp turn on you.
Yeah, definitely making sure that you're getting them running. If you kind of throw it a little softer, they just get gobbled up. So, yeah, definitely doing that in a fresh bath is good.
Nose is fine.
Nichols playing the run. Yellow, red, yellow. It's a little on the high side, and that will leave both counters for Team Dunstone.
Unfortunate there.
Yeah, that's the
I think you need
classic curling miss where you're half an inch off the perfect shot and have the worst result.
He's trying to play the hit and roll, I guess. Right?
It's not the only ones I remember these days. So Dunstone, Kerry, looks like he's going to play a little more conservative and hit the number 3 counter, play force as opposed to steal. Didn't really feel comfortable guarding number 1 on the backside of T-line.
Yeah, I think this is a great call. Brad's really good at those touch weight chase shots, so good force here will be good for Team Dunstone.
You think that's too much ice for this spot? First one down.
Good to see the Harnden boys out there together once again. Feels like all is right with the world.
Yeah, their sweeping is unreal.
Yep,
It's
clean.
so strong, and
Clean.
so many
Yes!
shots for
Straight.
Dunstone team.
Go hard, really hard. Hard. Really hard.
So he's going to roll towards the middle. Want to create a pocket. Fairly close to that. We'll see what Gushue thinks of this setup.
Pretty good weight, eh? Yeah. Sorry.
No sweat. Did you feel like you're wide on that?
Felt like I got a bit past you.
No. You're never past me. I just thought it was a really good throw.
Just for the spot, I thought I got a bit
Yeah.
past you.
So Broom looks like a soft weight hit of some kind, Kerry. Maybe just trying to flop in front of number 2.
Yeah, I think so. I think if he makes a flop on top, then it's looking like it's going to be a blank end then.
Boys are getting ready to curl at us. Like, no.
Entirely possible. We still find our way to a blank, as tends to happen. But a more exciting blank.
Yes.
Not trading hits.
Right.
We're okay with that.
Having to make a little more finesse shots.
Gushue's first. Does flop in front. Liked a couple more inches of roll, but good result. Stays shot rock as well.
Let's get a jam. Yeah.
Decently hard shot for 1.
What's our weight here?
You can throw 9.5 at it.
9.5 and make sure if anything we hit a little high.
Yeah. We can roll it to here.
Like we could probably stick. Like I think we're trying to hit.
I think it's a 9.5 shot. Yeah. 7,
Kerry,
8,
a lot of times you'd see teams play a little more weight at this to make sure
you
it
like
goes,
this?
but they think it'll spring enough, even just with normal weight, that's safe to make sure it goes.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that he's not just throwing firm at it and just hitting it on the nose. So he should be able to stick to in the rings.
3/4 the call, so they want to stay a little on the high side and probably roll close to in front of their own. Maybe stagger just a little on the inside, which would make the blank probably unattained.
Yeah. I noticed earlier when we played that like 11-5 killing the rock, so
right.
It's a little tricky playing this 9.5 to make sure that both of those it goes.
So Dunstone's last.
Clean.
Normal weight hit.
Curl.
Wants to stick around to keep the blank out of play.
Whoa, no.
And it should be fine to get the force.
Yeah, good shot.
Thanks.
Yeah, the weight did save him there, Kerry, as that hung a little bit, but
Yeah.
any more weight, that ends up
It
rolling
could have been
off.
a blank, yeah.
Of course, they probably have a
That
little
just
less
does
broom
nothing.
with
Yeah.
but that will get the force attempt, at least for Gushue here in the first.
No, I didn't.
Always good to make your opponent look at multiple counters in the first end of any competition.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah, absolutely. For Brad here, he's
Thought it was between
just
a 9 and
looks
a
like he's
9.5.
just bringing his weight down a little
Like, I
bit
thought
and at least throwing the same path as his first.
Yeah.
Gushue playing that same out-turn track that he played on his last, the little less weight. Final stone, first end, Brad Gushue. Going to secure his single. Nice touch from Brad. He will get his one. Mission accomplished for Dunstone as well. Gushue takes a 1-0 lead after one end play.
Yeah. I think at best, like.
I don't think we'll see that full score this week. I think we can believe pretty heavily that it's going to be full.
Yeah.
What's up? Full corner out there. Yeah. I'm thinking I could give you probably middle 4 for that draw. Yeah. A little heavy on both hits. What do I have you on the second?
16-6.
Dunstone gets the force in the first end of their first game here. The AMJ Players Championship.
Yeah.
Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Once again, Tyler George here with Carrie Anderson. So, Carrie, we talked a little bit in the first end about the vibe of this event. You've been to it after the World Championships 4 times now. So what kind of mentality do you have coming in, like for the teams that are coming from Worlds? It's very quick turnaround for the men, obviously, but not that short a turnaround for the women as well. Can you get that competitive fire going again enough to play the top teams in the world after what has to be an emotional letdown after playing in the World Championships?
Yeah, it's definitely a mental grind, and it's a long couple weeks playing in the Worlds and then having to play an event shortly after, and it's tough, but it's also exciting too, because you know it's your last event of the season, and you just want to go out there and just have fun and enjoy it. But yeah, definitely for the men's, it's such a quick turnaround. You can just see the fatigue in them, and even Mowat playing last night right after winning. I'm like, oh my God, I feel so bad for those guys. But yeah, it's just like muscle memory, and you just go with the flow, and it's so easy, especially if you're winning.
Right.
Right? You just got all the confidence in the world.
That
but if you're
changes a lot, yeah.
If you're struggling, it's sometimes you don't want to be out there.
Yeah. Well, I can't imagine. I think I only played in the players once we were coming from overseas, and then playing immediately in 16 from Basel. But I just got back from Moose Jaw. I had 2 nights home, and then got in last night here. I'm tired out.
Oh.
I haven't thrown a rock. I've been talking. So I can't imagine how Bruce is feeling, especially coming off of winning the World Championship, a night of celebrating, which he acknowledged
yeah, they did a
before
lot.
they got out here. Early flight, fly out to Toronto.
As they should.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I saw him getting worked on after the game this afternoon, and yeah, his back looks like he's in rough shape.
Yeah, I caught him on the way to the walking back to the hotel on my way over, and had that kind of weak smile. Hi, hey. You know. Oh man, you go take a nap. Don't talk to me.
Yeah, go to bed.
But it's easy to forget too sometimes in that situation, especially if you played in them before. It's top 12 teams in the world.
Yeah.
This is the most prestigious event on tour with regard to getting an invite to it. You have to be in that top 12. So
did he? Oh, okay.
The juices will still get going to a certain degree as long as the body follows it.
Right, exactly.
And having the hotel a block away from where you're playing.
Yeah, it's such
helps
a
a lot,
great
too.
setup. Like 2-second walk and you're there, and it's nice having massage therapists on hand and physio, and you know, so it's and it's only like a short walk over, so it's easy.
Bunch of rocks in play to start this one off, all 5.
We're trying to
Team
run, you
Dunstone
gotta take
mic'd
the
up.
back
Team
one,
Gushue
and we'll
is
put
not
another
for this
corner.
game, so we'll try to fill in the blanks for what we think Brad and Mark may be saying to each other, as many times we've heard that conversation. Dunstone playing the run on the center guard. Gary, really important to hold the shooter here too, right? To maintain an end where you could try to set up a multiple point score.
Absolutely, you want to be able to hang it on to as a corner here.
And that rolls to outside of the ring, so Gushue could easily just peel this corner. But the counter is open as well.
Yeah, I think this is the right call, hit and roll. That corner's really tight for them to come around, so they can easily play the run.
Brendan Botcher out-turn hit. His counter in the outside 12-foot. It's a line we see Rocks over curl on from time to time early in the games. A little frost in the ice, but no problem there from Brendan. Kept the weight solid.
See 11-5? Like 10-5?
What? Speed? I think it'll be fine. Good way, hair down.
Clean.
11-5.
Is probably pretty tired too. He's been playing a lot.
Really gotta go.
Him and Kadriana winning the mixed doubles, and yeah, so happy for them to win again, and they're pretty excited.
Yeah, quite the run that they've been on.
Oh,
In mixed
absolutely.
doubles.
Yeah.
Representing Canada, of course, in Ostersund at the World Championships.
I actually played with Kadriana just before they left for that. I needed a spare at the ladies' Bondsfield.
That's a
in
good
Gimli.
pickup.
Yeah, and I had my girls, Chloe and Cameron, with me, and actually Colton's mom, Flo, and Cameron was sick, so I asked Kadriana to fill in and play for her, and yeah, it was fun. That was the first time I got to play with Cage, so it was a good time.
Loaded squad.
Yeah.
My goodness. They let you in the spiel with that team.
We ended up going on to win it, one with Flo and
Of course.
Chloe and Cameron, and they were so excited. I was very happy to share that experience with them. And it was the ladies' fun spiel,
Sure.
and yeah, they had a blast.
Well, congratulations on what has to be considered the biggest win of your career.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Surprised this wasn't something that the press was out for before this event, too. Gary,
Right.
good luck on the players, but we got to talk about the ladies' spiel.
Yeah,
anyway.
Gimli ladies toaster spiel.
Toaster spiel.
The girls are excited. They won gift cards, $100 gift cards for Amazon. Oh, yeah.
Here is Colton Lott playing in the measly Players' Championship.
Straight!
Playing the triple.
Oh.
Gets 2, but leaves his stone in a good position. No real danger here for Team Dunstone, Carey, even with those other counters.
Yeah, no, everything's pretty open.
Gushue immediately puts the broom down to hit that stone in the top of the 12-foot.
I thought that would curl, like, just kind of stayed there most of the way.
That's a term we've heard from this team a few times. That one, the mic caught a pound more.
A pound more, yeah.
I'm still not sure exactly what a pound is. That one jams on the back, but does roll out. Doesn't sound like a lot more.
No.
But a little more.
Just a little.
He's coming under.
That or this?
That's kind of what I was thinking. I was thinking the head roll off the
Yeah. I like that too. Keep the blank alive.
9-5.
Okay.
With the out.
Yeah.
Where's the ideal spot to roll to here, Carrie?
I would say probably
Couple of good spots.
Like right in behind, or even if you roll to bite the forefoot, that's a pretty good spot too.
Clean. Whoa. Clean.
Out turn, hit and roll for Lott. Seen this line a few times now.
Curl. Clean. Straight. Straight. Hard. Gotta go.
Now rolling all the way under the red. Takes away a piece.
Yep, that was a good shot.
Good result. Kind of right in between the two for a bit, but
yeah,
good call and audible by Dunstone to try to get all the way underneath the red, but still a port for Gushue. Staggered a little bit the wrong way, but definitely there.
Yeah, it's no gimme. A little fresher path here too.
Close. I just thought that was just going to trap there. Yeah. Kind of made a move like 2/3 of the way down. It just kind of
run straight for a
maybe because it's a little like, but they threw one there, so like, that's what I thought we'd get a little bit.
Gushue trying to navigate this port. Definitely, if you're airing anywhere, Carrie, want to be on the narrow side. So
yeah, you definitely don't want to hit that outside guard. That's for sure, but.
This just went out. This is falling. This is actually falling.
Does clip the yellow, but thin enough, doesn't push it into the rings, and just get 2 stones in.
Give him the double.
May have heard Colton Lott talking about that rock actually falling on that line.
We noticed that on our sheet too. Playing against the crowd side, there was a couple like that would just like fall back a bit. It would eventually come back, but it was very, very gradual.
Sure. And if you've watched basically any arena broadcast throughout this season or prior ones, you'll hear us talk a lot about the crowd side on the end sheet coming off of the wall. Very likely the straightest line on the sheet, if not the entire arena.
Yeah.
So over on sheet D and sheet A.
We're looking at about a half rock, right?
How's that with 10-5 left?
I think that's good.
So they weren't sure how much they had to roll to get second here, Carrie. So it looks like they're going to hit the top and try to roll.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try and roll over to the other one a little bit.
Or half a rock the call with 10-5, so just control weight. And with this one, the most important thing is they're rolling to a spot which makes a double tougher. If you're hitting the outside one, yes, you're not hitting the one in front of your own stone, but the roll is probably making the double easier, but you have to get shot rock.
Yeah, for sure. I think even if he rolls even like 3 rocks over, it's a tough double and could roll out his shooter, so leave the blank available.
Dunstone's first in the second end.
Clean. Oh, curl.
Set it just a little bit on the release there.
Clean. Curl. Clean. Curl.
Clean. Curl.
Curl.
Argument in real time.
Curl. Oh.
Colton was right on this one.
Might be okay.
Needs to spin back.
Ah, shoot.
Yeah, rolls too far. So a little bit of a misread from Dunstone, and I think Colton probably saw what we did too, Carrie.
Yeah.
He just set that back a little bit, and if it doesn't get across the center line early on these shots on slam ice, it's going to hold for a bit.
Yeah.
That one certainly did.
Yeah, he popped that one a little bit more.
It's good weight.
Yeah. Maybe hair solid, but
Solid.
just a hair heavy.
Still has to roll this probably wide
Just very gradual there.
to not leave the double back for 2 if Dunstone.
I think maybe he's going to try and roll to the center line, so it leaves it very steep.
Sure.
I think if he knows his Dunstone takes on the double.
Yeah, just to the other side of center line, probably the spot that makes Dunstone take the single. Gushue's last. Another soft weight hit. Seen a lot of those early in this game. That should be safe. Dunstone immediately puts the broom down for single takeout. Try to get his one as well.
I'll give you same weight.
Yeah, we haven't seen any hits over on this side, so interesting to see what it does.
And Dunstone calling for same weight as he just threw, assuming that means what he actually threw, not what he was trying to throw. Last rock, second end. Dunstone in turn hitting
Clean.
stick for his
Clean.
one.
Yep. Yep. Clean. Easy. Clean. Clean. Yep. Yep.
This time both guys agreeing clean is just fine. One it is, so both teams get the force in the first two ends. Gushue and Dunstone tied up 1-1 after 2 ends of play.
Go, Matt. Good weight. Yeah. Try to keep curling his first one. No, I know. It was, yeah. Maybe a touch heavy, but just didn't really finish.
Two-thirds. Good line. Two-thirds tight. Okay, you can wait a bit if you want. No, two-thirds. Line's great.
Yep. Or tighter.
Perfect line.
Two singles to start things off. Our feature matchup here on sheet A. Brad Gushue taking on Matt Dunstone. Sheriff going to the center guard once again. Start off the third. It's kind of rinse repeat so far, at least for when Gushue has hammer, electing to go around the center. In the second end, Dunstone went to the corner guard. But guards starting off every end, which we always appreciate up here in the booth.
Yep. Makes our job a little more interesting.
I mean, we can be interesting without it. It just is a little more difficult.
Yeah.
Right to the top of the button for Jeff
floor.
Walker. Did not get a chance to go through the lineups pregame, so this will be Ryan Harnden for Team Dunstone throwing his second stone. Gary, I almost feel like, watching Ryan and EJ
Top B, top
on
four.
the team together, you play with one player for as long as you do,
Top four.
regardless of if it's a sibling or not. We know how fired up they get.
Top four.
A break is probably a good thing for them, but it just seems like, especially doing a lot of the games of theirs in the booth, that both of them just have a different energy again playing together, that they're reinvigorated after that time away, almost like you don't appreciate what you have until it's gone.
Yeah, I think they definitely missed each other out there, and being able to communicate together, and yeah, it's probably like feeling like home again, right? Like they're such a good duo together, and the Brush Brothers.
A lot of titles, wins to their name. Once again, just an eyelash short at the Briar for Dunstone. Couple runners up now for Matt, and They've been knocking on the door for a while. We've all been there.
Yeah, that was a tough one for them. I felt their pain. I blamed it on the blue jerseys.
Nice freeze there on the inside of that stone from Walker. Rock's starting to pile up in the center of the sheet again.
Top 8.
E.J. Harnden, his first.
Good line. Top 8. Close line. Just top 8. Line. Bumping. Pushing 4 foot. Hard. Hard, hard, hard. You're never off.
Sweepers carried all the way down to top 8.
Yeah, it's not bad.
You could very easily clear a whole bunch of these now with how they're lined up once again.
I think you just try and pick that one off the floor. I think that leaves them in a pretty good spot.
That was top 8, top 4.
Brad, considering both options right now,
Yeah.
Looking at where you're going to run it to if you play the run, and heard him say leaving it for a corner would be good too. I don't think they're overthrowing this one, Carrie. Really, again, same as before, want to stick around. Still playing Peel.
He set this one a little bit.
Yeah, not what you're looking for there. Now see, if they did what we said, you don't overthrow it, you're still fine there.
Exactly.
But definitely a little set on the release too.
Yeah.
Trying to straight cap this.
That will allow Dunstone to try to
2/3.
get the angles more in their favor with a little tap. Only moving it a little ways, but
I think they're just guarding.
well, they are just guarding.
Tight. Tight on its own.
You could tap something with that.
Tight.
Eventually.
Still tight. Pushing in.
He said cap, not tap, didn't he?
Yeah.
All right, well, there you go. So that's the ears this time.
Bottom logo.
Bad trouble with eyes and ears so far. What other senses do I have left? Would be very tight right up to the rings. But Gushue liked it before. See why he wouldn't now. Looking at the same shot as before.
Are those frozen?
Just try and jiggle them like it's almost like they just want to tickle it and just rearrange them.
Yeah.
A little positive on that one too. Yeah, that same kind of set release there, Carrie.
Looks like he's getting there early. Like he's really trying. He's launching a little wide.
Like, I feel like we. If I gotta throw
So
Peel,
for those
right?
watching, when you talk about getting there early,
like maybe we
what
lose
is
it.
that in reference to?
It's just like when
it
you're,
is gonna
you're
go down a
timing on
bit.
your kick, and you're just kind of launching a little full of the broom.
No.
And then on this,
No,
it's hard to
he's trying to
correct
jumble
that
things
at that
around, I
speed.
guess.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't think that's crazy.
I wonder if this is better for now.
Yeah. It's either that or we're hitting it.
Maybe they'll play the tap now.
It's entirely possible.
Like, I think our back yellow does go. Yeah, it's either that or we try to, like, then we're just splitting two, right? If I make that. Okay.
Full top 12.
Yeah. It's top 12.
It's actually coming into the rings with this one. Full top 12, the call. Lott's first stone of the third.
Little bit of rope. Line's good. You can go.
Look at all that pressure that EJ puts on that broom.
go, then.
Holy smokes.
Line's great.
You can just see it in his
keep it
face.
moving.
He's
Line's
just
great.
like
Keep it moving.
leaning on
Come on,
it.
guys.
Trying to press
Keep
the
it
ice
moving.
down
Yeah.
through
All right, bite
Just
the
keep it
house.
moving.
Good.
Keep it
the
moving.
Earth's
keep it moving.
surface.
Yeah.
Oh, stop.
Right to the top 12.
If he makes that, always make the double.
It's a little softer this time and trying to stick around for Gushue.
Yeah, they're going to try and hang it on the corner there.
It's not perfect. It's not perfect.
Mark Nichols, third man for this squad. This is going on 18, 19, 20 years
Holy
past
smokes.
that for them. Well, I guess it goes past the 06 Olympics.
Yeah.
As it goes all the way back to Junior
We
Worlds
can
in
hit that.
01. I know that because I was there.
Holy,
they won.
That's a long time.
So we're talking.
And I think they only,
Right
what
now?
they didn't play
Yeah.
together when he went and played with Stoughton, right? So what year was that?
7-8 tie with Peel.
Okay.
Can't remember.
Yeah, that's a good question. That was, I want to say,
2011?
yeah.
Does that sound right?
I was going to say 10 or 11.
Yeah.
That season, I think, the 2010-2011 season. I'm pretty sure that's right.
Yeah.
Oh! Yep. Yes!
Hard.
Up weight here from Lott. It's all the Reds going. 2 yellows stay. There's that blank we were talking about
Yep.
coming back into play. Little thin to play it, but definitely
It's
there.
very thin, yeah.
Third to a quarter, the call from Gushue. Gets just enough of the yellow and no rocks in the house once again. Amazing how they can disappear in a hurry with
Right?
that type of weight. Just 2 rocks is all it took.
Yeah.
The rollout by
Is it somewhere in
Nichols
here?
on his first
Yeah.
obviously makes a big difference in how that end plays out.
Just a pound more.
I don't believe that Dunstone is ever playing the shot that they did if that one sticks, as
yeah.
you're probably giving 2 then.
Yeah, I agree.
So Dunstone gets a free look. Picks the draw
Room
path
right now.
he'd like to see.
Yeah, he's going to try and
Line's
freeze
good.
freeze to that back
Good
red.
Anything it's got to curl. Max line.
Just get the weight right.
Hey, curl it then. Curl it.
Takes a
Curl it
relatively
if you can.
conservative broom at the line.
Oh,
Trying
yeah.
to get it to walk down at the end. So just to the tee line. Stress-free hit for Gushue. Far enough out in the sheet, likely just
Thought I gave that a bit more aggressive ad than I would have needed to on draw to the button.
keeping the weight solid enough to take the ice out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know with these in the outsides if it's banked or not. So, yeah, just keeping it a little bit more solid.
Sticks in the outside 12 will be the same thing for
Yeah.
Dunstone now. He's already in the hack, ready to save a little bit of clock.
Keep it on the further side of it.
Yeah, you definitely noticed at the men's worlds. with only having that one timeout, it's like everyone's so rushed and short on time, and it's tough. But here I was like, oh, right, I have 2 timeouts. Reed was just sitting back there. We could use one.
Yeah.
Reed. Whoa. Curl.
Yeah,
Curl.
the pace of these games goes considerably quicker.
Curl.
Yeah.
Curl. Whoa. Sit.
A perfect spot there for Dunstone. Jam's still in place, so Gushue just playing the outside of the stone, not going to mess around with trying to roll over the top.
8-7. Yeah.
He'll concede the blank likely to Dunstone. If he can get to nose, he'll take it, but never going to flirt with that
Like the last one, like
jam.
that Rio sign, it starts to grab a little bit.
Last stone. Gushue playing for the blank on the outside. And no problem there. Secures the blank.
That's okay.
1-1. Game tied. We will move on to the third end.
Yeah.
Top of the logo on this line.
1-1 start of the fourth end after the blank by Gushue in the third. Dunstone going right back to the center guard to start off our fourth end of play here at the AMJ Players Championship. The Mattamy Athletic Center in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Tyler George with Kerry Anderson. Kerry, we've seen plenty of rocks in play starting things off, guards starting every single end, but again, the ability of these teams to clear. We end up with a couple forces and a blank.
Yep, first blank of the game, and I'm a little surprised here that Team Gushue's not throwing the corner guard. They're coming around the middle in an even end. I thought maybe they would really try for the deuce.
Yeah, this has been Brad's play all 3 ends that Dunstone has gone to the center guard, so definitely seems as though they have a plan of action that they've been following in this game.
Yeah.
Not letting Dunstone beat them into the center.
Yeah, keeping things maybe a little bit more open and just try and like tap rocks around maybe.
Top 8! Good line! Top 8! Line's good! Top 12! Go ahead! Top 8! Hard line or for light? Not light, top 8! Hard! Top 8, gotta go! Top 12! Gotta go! Gotta go, top 12, tight! You're never off.
Sweepers really going to try to get paint on this one at the very least.
Go.
Stop for a biter. Kind of awkward angles now for
No, not
Dunstone.
from hog line in. There's no.
Yeah, they're not the greatest for any run backs or anything. So yeah, Gushue will go open side and T line, or just even back forward. Weight is good.
I like this call, Kerry. It's not one that we see all that often now on tour. You know, the back quadrant open draw to try to set up the 2. You see these rocks pile up in the center so much, and then they make these runs, and we get back to the blank situation. But usually when you see this happen is when that first stone in the house is 8 foot or higher.
Yeah.
Anything back to 4s, it's hard to have these types of draws be scoring rocks. But your opponent doesn't have a lot of option but to play some kind of hit after this. A lot of times it would just be the open hit, but looks like Matt wants to move that guard already.
Yeah.
He threw up.
I think this is a really good call. Just open up even that little run back, and even if this doesn't, he should be really close. But yeah, I like this call.
And this is the difference between that rock being frozen on your second throw, as the run is made. Very well done there from Harnan. Or coming up short as it did, the top of the 12 foot.
You just saw Maddie apologize there. They overcooked it.
That ends up making the run, but not sticking.
Good throw.
Gushue deciding that they're going to use that Yellowstone as a second guard.
Yeah, like I think Pete got it to the center line.
Now maybe changing gears.
We had to be a little off the center line.
Yeah, going even and then letting them play that short run and try and stick it there.
I think that's what needs to be done.
Probably hit like right
Drawing
on
to the wing once again.
Yeah, I know.
So this one looking more like an open end where you could get a blank. So we'll probably get a 2 or 3. Botcher looking for even up on the wing, on the wall side.
14-7.
This one
It's
looks
got to be a little deeper.
little hot. Yeah. 14-7.
Probably just plant this, eh?
Oh, that's quick.
All the way to the back 12 with 14-7. So plenty fast on that track. The sweepers
maybe
were
Colton
surprised too.
missed the
Missed the
split
clock,
up.
yeah. It did look like the sweepers were pretty happy with it for most of the shot too.
Yeah.
Short run here for Harnan.
Yep. Real hard. Real hard. Hard. Hard.
Set.
Okay, good sweep to hold the line. Doesn't stick and stay underneath, but does hang around for number 1 count.
Yeah, it's nice to keep that center line guard there in case you need it.
Gushue trying to keep things spread out. Could roll to the wing or under the center here. Playing under the center with this one if they can get the roll. Maybe just wanted to tuck a piece and not be all the way underneath. Make the run a little bit more awkward angle.
Yeah, I think so. Do that or run it. That's the only other shot.
That or we're throwing like a 9-5.
Okay.
It's probably best shot.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like that shot.
Like that
That was
intern?
where my gut kind of went to
I was
playing
seeing
that.
the out.
Okay, 7/8 high with the out.
Colton should be close on this. He's so good at these shots.
And this definitely plays into a line that he's seen a million times over in the mixed doubles game.
Yeah. Plays a lot of those runs up the middle, that's for sure.
Curl! Clean!
You put the commentator jinx
Curl!
on.
Curl! Curl!
Nope, looks
No,
good.
no, it looks good.
Whoa! Whoa! Yep!
Wow, what a
9-2.
great shot.
Really well done from Lott. The piece that's showing also plays into a jam too.
Sweet, Pete.
Good stuff there. Good call from Dunstone.
You see Brad with a little smirk. He's like, oh.
Oh, that's a patient spot.
Yeah, that's not what we wanted.
Yeah.
Well, and really, they
okay.
rolled that right to where they wanted to on
Yeah.
Harnden's second.
Yeah.
It's just more so just trying to get the line, I think, at that point.
Botcher's roll, it looked like they could have got a few inches farther in.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if they were trying to roll under or only like half under.
I thought I was a little.
Yeah,
It was
I
kind of
wasn't sure.
strange on the call.
Yeah, I thought maybe just roll away and let them
Very,
try
very
and
patient spot.
make a double. At least
Yeah.
then you're keeping your blank alive too.
Pretty
so.
steep double, too. Would have been
Yeah,
fairly
very.
thin. Nichols playing soft weight on the guard and trying to roll onto the rings as opposed to playing the run, trying to keep the 2 in play still.
Yeah, trying to generate a deuce here if they can get a half shot out of Colton or Matt.
It needs to spin to stay on.
Well, it's close.
Oh, should be just fine. Did roll off on a similar shot in the third.
Knows this.
I think both teams getting a little more locked into the ice now.
Yeah.
10-5.
The line reads, a couple of miscues early, but tightening the game up, and Lott now hitting the stone in the back of the 8-foot.
Yeah, first game of the event is always a little nerve-wracking because you're not sure what the ice is going to do, and so once you get the feel of it, then second game is like you settle in a little bit more.
Whoa!
Whoa. Girl. Clean.
Clean.
Yep. Yep. Gotta go.
It rolls a little center. You have a go at the double now, Carrie?
He might, or he might just hit and roll under. But
They're light.
no, he'll give it a go. Even if he lays a double back, it's
You're doing your best lip reading now, too.
Yeah.
Brad.
I know. Trying to think what Brad's thinking here. See, he heard me.
I knew I was.
Oh no, he's
That's
gonna.
a very patient spot, eh?
Well, if you don't put the mics on, then you don't get the two-way,
Yeah.
where we get to tell them what they should be doing, too.
Did they not put the mics on, or?
No, they do not have them on.
Oh.
Don't know if they just missed them or didn't feel like it, but one way or another.
I thought maybe they
Not
just
wearing 'em.
their mics weren't working or something.
Well, they are not on their person.
It's almost like it's kind of like.
I don't know that they'd want to listen to me right now anyways. They'd be all over the place. Just listen to Carrie. Just tune me out.
It's been a long few weeks.
Been a long
for you.
few weeks. Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate that.
I gotcha.
Thanks for not telling me that I looked like hell when you walked in, too. I appreciate that.
It's the worst when people tell you look tired. It's like, that's just another
That's
word.
not a
you
compliment.
Look, no,
Yeah,
you look like crap.
I know. I agree with you. But Nichols, the soft weight, in turn hits. Doesn't push it far enough. Doesn't look like it.
No, looks like yellow is second shot.
Just an eyelash away from perfect.
I was thinking 9-5. You're never going over the top.
9-5, half a rock.
Yeah. Yep.
How's that look?
I think that's good for 9-5. I think like because this is Aegis spot, right? You got a little bit of movement.
That's a broom more than what each had.
Yeah. So we're aiming for half.
Half?
That's what we're aiming for.
9-5, half a rock.
So playing the double anyways, but erring on the thick side.
Yeah.
9-5, probably a fair weight for that. I don't think you can go over the top with 9-5 here.
No. I think you should roll into it, or even with that, you should roll even on it. So, yeah, good weight choice.
Dunstone's first here in the fourth end. 1-1 the score, despite what you may see in the lower corner there.
Clean.
Promise you
Yep.
it is 1-1.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Yep.
Gotta go.
Hard. Really gotta go. Whoa, 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 whoa.
This is going to be on the nose.
No,
Not-
this isn't terrible.
Yeah, not much look at anything for two still.
Yeah.
Had to been light, eh?
Gushue has to reposition probably here with his first.
Yeah.
To try to set up something for two on his last.
Yeah, if he could ever roll all the way over there, then it might be able to set up your deuce that way.
Good weight.
It was good weight.
Yeah. It kind of just went right away. to roll, try to roll it back, or yeah, depending on where it goes.
Gushue's first. Hope he gets somewhere to set up something for 2 on his last.
Is he trying to make the top? He's got no weight.
Trying to roll all the way out to the wing. Pretty good spot. Very difficult for Dunstone not to leave something back now.
That was a great shot.
Yep, nice touch from Gu. He's smiling. We can read that one.
That's his forte, those just that downweight, the downweight shots are it's always so close with his weight, so it's easy for the line caller and the sweepers.
Like 10-5?
Yeah. Trying to hit it 3/4 high?
Yeah.
2/3?
Yeah. Like 3/4. I was a little down on mine.
10-5, yeah. Maybe an inch less.
Okay.
Dunstone's last, trying to avoid the jam.
Curl.
Somehow not leave a double back for Gushue.
Really got to curl. Really got to curl. Keep
Hard
going.
Pete.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Whoa. Very nice.
Oh, great touch from Matt. Didn't have much room to roll to and still stay shot. But the double will be there for Gushue. That was mission accomplished with his first. This was probably the best that Dunstone could do, Carrie.
Yeah, that was a great shot and great roll.
9-9 on that.
Brad needs to get to the inside just a little to make the double across the face. At least I think that's the way he's playing it.
Yeah, that should be the safe way too.
Yeah. Since they have no mics on.
Yeah, if it if it over curls, you still are getting your single unless it rolls a long ways across.
Yeah.
Last stone, first half of this feature matchup. Gushue playing the double. Definitely threw that one to the sweep. Oh, great sweep. And that will be 2 for Gushue. Really well set up end, and of course the least amount of rocks in play result in the first multiple point score. So after 4 ends, Gushue with the 2 leads Dunstone 3-1 onto the break.
Sweep on Matt's last one there, Pete. You got it back.
Gushue breaks through with a deuce in the fourth end. Now leads Dunstone 3-1 in our feature matchup here at the AMJ Players Championship from the Mattamy Athletic Center in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Tyler George with Kerry Anderson. Kerry, both teams look to be sharpening up a little bit. Started to come together in the third and fourth end. Gushue, really that roll on his first shot. Pristine, perfect spot, and that's what set up the
2/3.
two.
Tight.
Yeah, he,
2/3.
Gushue there made the beautiful roll,
Tighter.
and that's definitely what set up the deuce. You're going to see Matt throw up the corner here and try and go for his deuce back.
Two guards to start the fifth. So Gushue not taking his foot off the pedal either, going to his center guard to start things off. And Dunstone to the corner. Always 8-end games here in the Grand Slam events as well.
Thank God.
Saying that for myself as much as anything else after a month of 10-end games.
I wish they would go to 8-end games.
You heard it here.
Yep.
Gary
Yeah.
Anderson wants 8
I like
for all
8.
games. We're going to put you on that list then.
Yeah.
And with the Athlete Commission, we're tallying.
Top 8.
If you win 4 Scotties, your name goes in bold, though.
Oh,
So,
okay, perfect.
Top 4.
Bold letters, big bold ones.
big, bold letters.
Top 4. Right to it.
Line's great.
Right
Draw
to it.
from Walker to the top of the 4-foot. Harden following.
Yep. Never off.
Right on it.
Never off.
And what are you thinking of for the blanks? They should make a rule where you can't blank
Throw Pete.
2 ends in a row,
So
like
this
they
is-
did. I
yeah,
like that rule.
So this is interesting because we did try that
Yeah.
in one of the Slam events. And one of the things we noticed was that when a team blanked one end, that the team without hammer played extremely defensively in the next end. Because they know that their opponent has to score or they lose hammer.
Yeah.
So it almost was counterproductive because now it's making the team that would probably normally be playing more aggressively play more
Yeah.
defensively.
6-3.
Yeah, that's true. I
So-
know that that one event, I blanked one and then I went to go blank again and shoot, I can't do that.
That won't work. No, I lose hammer
taking
now.
one, it is.
In theory, it's a good idea,
14-6
but
on that,
if
and
it
was
has
maybe
the
top button.
opposite intended effect,
Yeah.
what you would hope is that then teams would play more aggressive the first time around
Right.
before you even blank one end.
Yes.
If they think that their opponent is going to play more defensively after the blank in the first end.
Yeah.
So we're still working with that. Wouldn't be surprised to see it in a slam again at some point, but no plans on that as of right now.
Yeah, I could for sure see that happening.
Yeah. Gotta go.
Things always
Really gotta go.
changing.
Never off.
Sport of curling with rules, procedures, things like that. One thing that we're hoping comes to fruition in the near future is the
Great shot.
sensor handles
Oh,
possibly
yeah.
coming back, as hogline violations have been something that the players have been very concerned about. And there has been advances in technology, and sensor handles will be trialed at the World Juniors in Cortina next week.
Okay.
So we're hoping that everything goes well with that, and then we can see the sensor handles back in the men's and women's game sooner rather than later. But
Yeah.
we'll see how things go in Italy.
Definitely, there is a lot of players that are very, very close or, you know.
That's kind.
Yeah.
We're on the Slam broadcast
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
And take advantage of that, so which is unfortunate. And, you know, it's that the hog lines are there for a reason.
So we'll hope that we see good results in Cortina next week as another freeze made perfectly to the top of the 8-foot. Stanton's really piling up once again in the center.
Seen less ice?
Because you bumped it.
It's looking pretty good for Dunstone here,
Yeah.
some of the angles, so maybe they can generate the deuce in the middle here.
Same. Back 4. Little more weight.
is more.
Oh, line's good. Line's good.
Back 4.
Whoa.
Back 8.
Curl.
Yeah. Back 4.
Curl.
Back 4.
Curl. All the way to close.
Pushing back 8.
Clean. Whoa, 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 whoa,
No,
whoa.
no, 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 no.
And good position again. Both teams content just to continue piling these up and playing freezes. Yeah. Brad sweeping a path that usually means there's going to be a hit played of some sort.
Yeah, I think if he can hit this on the nose, should lose about 2 yellows here.
A yellow will be locked in there, I guess.
Yeah. Just hope we have room to hit something so we can open it up.
I'm going to just take a peek.
See how many stones get moving here with Mark Nichols playing the run. As you said, Carrie, 2 yellows go flying out, and that's a very lonely yellow stone now.
Yeah.
This was always the play, to have those 2 go and center one stay. Dunstone does have hammer. Not a lot of places to go now.
Yeah.
I don't like moving ours. So right now it goes onto the like anything back.
Just this is all really good for him. Anything in the rear, right?
Like he's killing his red, right?
I didn't mind Matt's first call there. To just tap the yellow a little bit, or even just play the red and roll away.
I just think this is going to plant somewhere.
It's going to drag. Like,
it's going to squat. Yeah. What are you seeing, Cole?
can't really splash anything, eh?
Crazy. He's always losing this.
It feels like one of those ends where you just get in that rhythm of freezing, freeze, and then all of a sudden, oh, no, we left him there.
Yeah.
And now the angles are not in our favor.
I think they need to do something with those top 2.
And what is he doing? He's probably
planting all. Well, like we should have some sort of double or triple roll, right? Like his shoot is gonna fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, see how they go back to Maddie's first call? That was his first call.
Yeah, I don't, like, because then you're bumping ours behind theirs and then everything lines up. I think so.
It's so funny how that happens. Like, I always do that too. It's just like, I'll go with, say my first shot, and then we talk about a few others, and then we go back to the first shot.
Yeah, usually there's a reason why you liked it initially.
Yeah. Yeah, just go with your first gut instinct.
Lott playing the intern hit on the #1 counter.
Lead.
Curl.
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 Lead. Really got it. Whoa!
Curl. Curl.
Still hanging here.
Curl.
Curl.
Man, that's not the first time that Dunstone has overread the curl on these soft weight hits. It seems like maybe it's been on Lott's first stone a couple times too, so maybe something to keep an eye on, but Colton seemed pretty sure that it didn't need to be swept.
Yeah.
That it needed to curl.
Not on the ball on seeing stuff right now. Yeah, it just needed to stay on it.
Colton said it.
Yeah. I think we were a little more kind than he was on this one. Yeah, you know, you could probably be a little better.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Need Langer up here.
Yeah.
He'll say.
He's very blunt.
That's why we love him.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna spill this top red in behind the guard, which he'll probably.
Sorry, Matt. I tried to say maybe it was the rock.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? But if he knocks it there, I might actually have a double off of the one that he throws. Right? To open up the and make the double.
Nichols playing red, yellow. Like to keep all of these around if possible. And there it is. So now sitting 3 and angles playing into their favor, but
Nose triple should be
Maybe,
there.
Yeah, could get all three going.
Just a shade high.
Yeah. Just a hair high.
Right on that center line, right where
I was
Colton
thinking,
likes to play.
can I throw a hair low with the out? Can I throw the out turn? Or no?
It's better angle to get that
Okay.
at the end.
Okay. In turn. Shouldn't do much.
Not looking to get all three of these reds going.
Girl.
This is a little on the wide side.
Oh.
Just touches that one, but
Yeah, it's not terrible.
does roll under the corner. Not a bad result at all.
No, that worked out. It's nice to be able to keep that shooter around.
I was just thinking like the out just because I've seen the out. Yeah. Just more so on what it was going to do. I knew the intern wasn't going to do much either.
I agree with both of them, actually. It is better action playing the intern, as Matt said, but Colton had seen the out and felt more comfortable with that turn. So really, Carrie, you tend to go with the shooter in those situations if they're seeing something better.
Usually, yeah. I know in Matt's case, he thought like the angle looked better. I guess Colton could have tried to sell him a little bit on it, just saying I've seen the out, like,
Sure.
you know.
Could have pushed a little more, yeah.
Yeah.
Here with ya.
Again, he was probably a quarter inch off
Yeah.
making it
So
anyways
close.
there. And does get the roll under the corner guard.
Yeah.
Pretty dull.
I think Brad's playing the split here.
Just trying to separate these stones a little bit. No real good angle to play the run, and can still get the force with this shot, but needs to make contact.
Ooh.
Will it stay on the paint?
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
May, but it's not going to be shot.
We'll listen behind this one.
So now the two right back into play for Dunstone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like rolling that
Thinking
way
10
better.
and a half.
That same 10-5 that you
Yep.
more than a draw, doesn't it?
Probably looking at about like a half rock. I
It's
think it's
so
close.
nice seeing Colton and Matt
Okay.
back together playing back end too. You know, they had such a great junior career
Sure.
together, and their communication's so good together.
Yeah, you're not afraid to be honest
Yeah.
with the guys that
Right.
you've played that long with as well. That
Yeah.
will not be a problem for these two.
Yeah.
So Dunstone playing the intern hit and roll, trying to go underneath his own. Possibly could bring three into play with a make here.
Yeah, for sure. If he makes this absolutely perfect, Brad's gonna have to run those yellows
Clean.
back.
Clean.
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 Whoa.
Curl.
Curl.
Curl. Clean. Clean. Yep.
Whoa.
Clean. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
No roll.
It's really close. It's
No
really
roll.
close.
Oh, what a great shot.
Really well done.
Oh boy.
Very well managed.
Yeah, I think they would have liked even a couple inches more roll as
Yeah.
that run might play into the jam.
Really
now
good.
it's
I think it
pretty
jams.
unlikely.
Very hard to make
That
the triple.
the
Yeah, it's very
back
tough to
one
make
goes
this.
into it.
There's too
Yeah.
much space. 10-1.
It's pretty close to nose to lose all three.
I just don't, yeah, I'm not sure if he'd be able to kill the shooter or like the
The-
one that
the
he's running
raised
back
rack, yeah,
all the
that's
way.
the toughest
Crazy.
one.
It's like
Yeah.
The carving is so. It's very effective right now. So it's like you don't want to overdo it.
Brad's gonna play the draw.
Does play into a jam, but would still outcount the top stone likely.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Has Brad thrown a draw? in a while?
I don't
think so.
remember one. If he has, it's been a while. I don't think there
Yeah,
was
I don't
one
think he
even.
has.
Yeah, first end I think was 2 hits too.
Yeah.
So this may be his first draw.
Mhm.
Not the situation that you'd want to be throwing your first draw.
No.
Yeah.
No one has to be this precise.
Also would have the option to go under his own on the opposite side, too.
Yeah, that's true.
If you bury there, you could be shot rock, but he may be worried about what we heard Colton and Matt talking about, how effective the carb has been on this ice, too.
Yeah.
That digging it out might be fairly easy. At least with this side, he knows it plays into a jam.
Yeah, for sure. I think if he can try and either loop one around here or corner freeze it, I think it's really close.
I'm not going to say anything with these brooms yet.
Really turning now. Got to go to get by.
15-5.
Just playing to that corner freeze. Look at that
Oh
touch.
my gosh. What a great shot.
Great stuff from Gushue.
First draw of the game and just absolutely perfect.
Can't hand place it any better.
Yeah, great management by the sweepers. Like,
yeah, their shot.
Just unreal.
How much you got, Pete?
Should be able to see enough of that to make it. Probably throw like a control.
Yeah, still just for 2 as well.
Yeah.
So that's already a victory for Gushue.
That's what you need to hit, so.
Yeah. Or like
definitely
the
there.
other shot is this. Across the top, and we roll our shooter in.
Roll the shooter in.
Thinks maybe he could make that for 3.
This?
I think
The
it's
shooter's always
either
going to go in.
for 3 or 2. Because it might spill that one off too much, but.
Yeah, it's with the weight you'd have to play to get
Yeah.
the red to go. It's tough.
Probably have to play like a normal.
If you see more and you like this, then
I'll see what it looks like from the house, but this looks horrifying.
I think it's.
I think they all look horrifying.
Yeah. I don't think I want to play the one I called horrifying.
Yeah.
Unless there's one worse.
Intern?
Yeah. Thick half real close.
Yeah.
Well, not sure the shooter gets on with that, so you probably have to stick the raise rock. It just
Yeah.
looks like it has to roll so deep with that weight.
Yeah.
If you hit thick half, I don't see it. Dunstone playing 9-5, normal weight, trying to cross the guard. Chip top 12-foot yellow rock into the red and get that all the way out of the house. And maybe even roll the shooter in as well, he's hoping. Final stone 5th end, Matt Dunstone. Kill me now, playing the short run. I don't think Matt would appreciate that either.
Whoa, whoa!
Oh, he's really close.
Hard, no, hard.
Right?
Yeah, shooter gets on, but
Yeah. Oh, shoot.
not deep enough. Did they score?
I think so. Looks close. Yeah, with that, like, you're moving so many stones and, like, it's kind of dead in the house.
Yeah. That looked like
Yeah,
it caught enough of that
yeah.
it should get at least out of the 8 foot.
Right? Yeah. And Colton wasn't even worried about it. He's like, oh, man, I got to sweep this. Yeah, I think even if they catch that a little thinner, like it wouldn't have even left the 8 foot.
No.
No.
So we will have a measure. What's your call here, Carrie?
I am gonna go with red.
I don't think I should make any calls at all right now, but I'm gonna.
You just
I'll go
called Matt
yellow.
Gushue.
Yeah. I got his first name. Though.
You did.
We're halfway home.
Yeah.
It's a really good end till that too.
Well, actually, gosh, they're close.
Are you gonna change your mind now?
I don't know.
I wouldn't change your mind to go with my call, but I am taking yellow.
Okay. And yellow.
1 for 1. All right, my eyes still work a little bit. So Dunstone does get the single.
Colton thought it was red too, so.
After 5 ends of play, Gushue now leading Dunstone 3-2 onto the 6th.
Almost like an 8.5.
Measure results in a single for Dunstone in the 5th end. Still trailing Gushue 3-2. Gushue with hammer. 3-end gain carry. Brad will likely have hammer twice and lead. So Dunstone probably has to press pretty hard here in 6 to get the steal or the force.
Yeah, you're definitely going to see Matt go probably double centers here and really go for a steal. Try and flip the scoreboard a bit.
Yeah, with the 1-point deficit and without hammer with 3 to go, you're either going to have to get a 3 or a steal in order to win the game. Even with a force for Gushue.
Yeah, you see this a lot. You see them make the freeze first and then throw the high guard. Get one locked in there first.
That rock placement so important here with this shot as you are throwing it into the paint. So if Gushue could get rid of it, it's within the rules.
Line's great. Not bounce on this line.
Stay close. It's going to come off. Oh, no. Yep. Holy desire.
Nice touch there. Right around once again here for Walker. He's been solid throughout in this game. Seems as though he's been in the 4-foot almost every end, going around that center guard.
That's like a lock going on here. And the angles are in their favor.
Yeah, then it's a little bit tougher to throw that second center.
Yeah.
As you know you're going to be chasing. Nice touch again from Walker. Corner freeze made. Yeah, throwing the high one now, Carrie, it's going to take you at least 2 shots to move rocks around unless you just wrap all the way around the pile.
I think so. I think you'd wrap all the way to like back button, back 4. I think that's a good spot if they peel.
Back 4. Go ahead. Line's good. Back 4. Full back 4. Line's great. Back button. Go ahead.
Okay, so they did. I thought they were calling a high guard here.
They did change up to the back 4 draw.
Yeah, no, I like this call actually.
Tucks most, but still a piece hanging out. Gushue wants to get these rocks moving in the house now. Most important thing, Carrie, for Gushue is score.
Yeah.
Or keep your opponent from scoring.
Yeah, for sure. If he can, make sure he's keeping his scoring zone open and doesn't shrink it.
Looked like a much cleaner throw there from Botcher from what we saw earlier in the game, straight out. And the result usually ends up being different when you do. Nice shot from Brendan.
Oh, that was a great shot.
Gets another counter in the rings without a guard. Steal becoming more difficult for Dunstone already.
Yeah.
Dunstone hoping to make Gushue waste a few stones now, throwing guards up.
What you did. Line's great.
Yeah.
Just splitting this low. We're good. We're short.
We're just short.
We're just short. Okay, just as high as we can. Push it.
No, it's not in. It's just out.
Guard is made. They think they can get onto the paint with a soft weight hit again.
Yeah. Surprised he just doesn't give the double a go. Like on the two yellows.
Thanks.
Yeah, thinking maybe just keep piling stones up in the house and you get one opportunity, could end the game this end.
Yeah, that's true.
But again, counterpoint would be score, and you have a really high percentage chance of winning the game. So I think I probably agree more with you, Carrie, on this one. Just do what you have to do to get that stone out.
Yeah. Oh, if this rolls on, he's close.
That's
No.
what we're gonna try to do now.
Didn't really take the spin.
No, it didn't.
I think Brad thought they hit that where they needed
Yeah.
to.
That's not in the
Need to hit it a little thinner.
Not in.
Still not a good. Yeah, then he's just rolling into it. I think so. I think it still might be a shot. Splittable rock. Okay.
9-5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this call.
Yeah, I'm not overly concerned with that rock off the rings. I heard Bolton talking about it being splittable, but shouldn't have the opportunity to split it as long as you make simple shots like you're hitting stick here.
Yeah, for sure. If you can roll this to the middle a little bit, it's a good spot.
Oh.
Clean.
Easy.
Clean. Whoa.
Girl.
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 Clean.
Clean.
Whoa.
Girl.
Girl. Okay, good.
Rolls to a pretty good spot. Don't think you could get thick enough to keep the shooter and make the double.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good spot.
Too bad it's such a splittable rock here. Like it must be just out of it. Like it looks like it's in. So that rock looks like it's in. It's not. But
It's not. It is not on the rings.
It is definitely not.
Moving to an okay spot. Just
Mark Nichols outturn, hit and roll off their own stone.
You can probably roll these both into a really good spot, like right in front of the yellow, and then roll the shooter in behind the corners. Really good. This is running though.
pretty thin on it.
Yeah, definitely thin. So shooter goes out again. That's been the more consistent miss in this game, Carrie. Most of the time when you come into the slams, you see the misses on the narrow side in the first game, really, especially on shots like that where you're getting in between the edge of the fours from the center line. But the consistent miss has been on the wide side for these teams.
Yeah, I'm definitely noticing it's really straight on this outturn side coming home.
Easy go, easy.
I noticed that on
Curl!
the sheet as well.
It really has to curl.
And then I noticed it was all going towards the crowd. So, yeah, this one's also running straight.
Same thing.
So,
That one's going to stick around. So that's been a consistent miss that we've seen. Like, I don't even think we can call that one a commentator's curse. It's just the same shot.
Yeah.
Keeps happening. We're just calling attention to it.
Out of a throw.
I think just like even that same spot, like same spot as Mark, so it just ran. They cut down the ice here.
Yeah, see if maybe there's an over adjustment. This one's curling hard.
Yeah. They're holding it though.
Yeah, good sweep there to hold the line by Walker. Double is there as much as Dunstone would like to force the action. Doesn't really have much option now, Carrie.
Yeah, it's pretty flat, but Dunstone can throw it quite hard.
Very likely playing into a blank for Gushue. Been some struggles for both teams here in this opening matchup. Number 2 and number 7 ranked teams in the world. Dunstone needing to clear both these reds, trying to avoid giving up a 2 to Gushue.
Yep. Hard. Hard. Really gotta go.
Hard!
Really gotta go.
Only clears the 1, rolls over next to the red number 2 counter. Gushue trying to roll back the other direction, get these to even up. And if anything, Carrie, you probably want the shooter to be the deeper one.
Yeah, for sure. You'll probably want to roll on just on the other side of center line. It'll be pretty flat double.
Sure, as close to even as you can get them, but if the shooter is the one that's a hair deeper, then you're making them play the longer roll.
Yeah, if you can roll it right on the S of Let's, that's a pretty good spot.
So, that's precise. That's what we like.
And the way Brad's been playing, I'm sure it'll be right in that spot.
Well, again, he can't hear you
because
he doesn't have the mics on. We've made it clear throughout the season that these are two ways that they listen to us.
I know, right?
So he's on his own.
Oh.
He really needs to curl right now.
That's wrong. I cursed him.
That one might be commentator's
Jinxed him,
curse.
sorry.
I think the double's there.
Yeah, I think the double's there, yeah.
Make a simple call on this one. I think if he hits that first red almost anywhere that's not on the outside or way on the inside,
don't hit half a rock on the outside.
Might be able to get them both to go. That's why they pay us the big bucks, folks. Hard-hitting analysis now. This one I like Matt's chances too.
Yeah.
I'm picking a really safe one, I think. Dunstone could not convert on the previous double. Gets another crack on his last.
Whoa. Clean.
Just cleaning down the sheet. No problem for Matt. Almost rolled it to that S.
Yep.
See, he's got the mic on, so. This is another thing that we've seen change in more recent years at the elite level curling is scoring in the 6th and an 8-end game or the 8th and a 10-end game was in this type of situation. Say you do that every time because you're playing even end hammer. Now teams with the hitting ability as good as it is have elected to blank in this situation when they get the option to.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely you see a lot more of that.
Gushue was last. Indeed playing the blank. Just trying to stay on the high side. And that will be made. So Gushue will retain a hammer onto the 7th end. Carey thinks he should have to give it up if he blanks twice in a row. But leads 3-2 onto the 7th end.
Two-thirds. Go ahead. You're two-thirds. A little bit for line. What do you say? A little bit for line. Pushing tight. Line's good. Right on the logo. That line.
The blank from Gushue has the score still 3-2. In the 7th end here in our feature matchup. Dunstone going to be pushing hard for the steal now. Carey, if this is you in this situation, you're Matt Dunstone trailing by 1. One thing that we have seen teams do, if they have the option again going to final stones, is playing for the force as opposed to the steal. If they get that opportunity, feeling that with 5 rock free guard zone rule, for the same reason that we saw Gushue elect to play the blank, and we talked about teams doing that in more recent years, that they feel they have a better chance to get 3 with hammer than they do with stealing 1.
Yeah, your odds of getting 3 is better than stealing, especially in the men's game. You notice that quite a bit. So you're going to see Dunstone really try to force here, throw 2 centers.
Maybe not quite as high as they would have liked, and a little bit of a stagger. So Brad's going to make sure that with this stone, he's deep enough that they can still play that double peel and miss their own stones in the house.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be like top 12 here, or else you're going to lose quite a few. But yeah, Ryan probably wants that one back, like it's about 2 feet higher.
Yeah, the angles play very well to make that double peel now. So if you're Dunstone, you're looking at that and saying, is there a way I can bump these stones around so that that double peel plays into a jam? But 2 really good stones again from Walker. Don't remember him missing much of anything this game.
No, he's definitely had really, really good rock placement with those 2 first stones.
T-line the call, so they indeed are trying to move these around a little bit. Really like to get the #1 counter behind the T-line if they can. This looks light and narrow right now.
Yeah. So it's a little fresher path. Seems to be coming down quite a bit. I noticed that in our game too.
Losing speed as the game went on? Okay.
Should be able to get rid of all 3 yellows here.
Big shot for Botcher. See if he can get all 3 yellows to go. Little positive again on that release, though.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's that same little stick on the peels that we've seen. That's the 3rd time this game on a shot like that we've seen him on the wide side.
I was surprised that he didn't throw the intern at that.
Yeah, the angle definitely looked like it played better with the in and better to the eye, too.
Yeah.
You don't need the rock to cross in order to get there.
Yeah, maybe Brad just knew that path better since Brendan had thrown it a couple times.
Hi. Good line.
It's
Just
good.
over.
Okay, a little bit of room.
High half. High.
Hold when you go. Just over. Go ahead. Good, good.
Better placement there with the angles of the stone, but may still see Gushue have a run at the triple, or at least to get the 2 guards.
I know. Touch it just enough.
Oh, he's still playing the outturn.
Can we ever go 2? Can I ever top it and try to get that 1 back 4? Is there enough room to do that? Let's do it up here.
Well done there. Misses the 3rd stone and keeps the 2 reds in the 4-foot. Center now open. Great shot there.
Yeah, that was a great shot by Brendan.
Yeah. Like 2/3.
Top of the logo.
Okay. A little tighter. Should be.
There's another guard being thrown now. A lot.
Good line.
Colton definitely set that back to it. That's kind of how he throws the stone most of the time too. So when we see the positive release from Brendan and from Colton, the line of delivery is much different when they're throwing that shot.
Yeah, for sure. I've thrown quite a bit with Colton this year. We practiced a few times in Gimli. Yeah, he held the broom for me, and I'd hold for him. And yeah, him and I throw quite similar. And him being a tucker, and well, even Brendan is flat foot, so it's just a little bit different throw.
Simple peel, clearing things open. Dunstone deciding it's time to make a move on the rocks in the house.
Yeah, I think if you can plant that there, absolutely frozen, and roll your shooter, your force is looking pretty good.
The other one, though, that's the only thing.
Probably at least a 9-5 to kill that.
I think it's a 9-5, yeah.
Yep.
Like, are we trying to make the double, or are we just trying to plant it on top?
I think you're trying to plant it on
Yeah.
top. It's up. Zip half.
Okay.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yep.
Yep.
Whoa. Yep. Yep.
Whoa. Whoa.
Sticks on. Shooter will bite on the outside 12 foot as well.
So good.
Sweet.
Good shot.
Yeah, good shot.
Good call.
Great line calls.
And that will keep the force in play as well.
Oh, you hit it a little thicker, it springs off. Right? And then you can
Yeah,
hit
definitely looking like a force here.
Soft weight out turn hit attempt here for Nichols, trying to keep the shooter, not leave a double back for Dunstone.
Yeah, if he could roll this to like side 12 foot and keep them pretty even.
Actually wiggles the second one too, and
Yeah, just touched it a little.
yeah, that would have been almost ideal if
Yeah.
it doesn't touch that stone.
Can't see this going nuts.
No, I don't think so.
A little less ice then.
Definitely a double back for Dunstone and carry there
I like
100%
this.
enforcement.
We're hitting a quarter,
Yeah.
right?
They make this, it's pretty tough for Brad to generate a deuce.
Matt deciding he's going to trust
Yeah.
what didn't look great to him with the broom.
I did that today too. I was like, oh, this looks like a little too much ice. And I was like, nope, just believe it. And it was fine.
Well, that's good. If it wasn't,
Yeah.
then it's. I knew I should have
I
trusted
knew it.
myself.
That's the worst when you do that. It's like, ugh.
Yep.
Good clean throw from Matt.
Whoa.
Clean.
Yep.
Clean. Clean. Clean.
No problem there, and trusted the broom and worked out perfectly.
Come on, Matty.
So for Matt, it's mission accomplished to this point. Gushue's only way for the two now is to get the roll underneath that corner guard.
Felt like it.
Yeah,
Maybe
he
a-
probably wants to really overroll this, if anything.
Yeah,
Get
that'd be-
Matt out into that fresh stuff.
A lot of distance between the guard and the stone to dig it out.
Yeah.
So yeah, overroll would be the preference.
Oh, there's one right there. Yeah, it didn't do anything. I thought maybe it was going to even get like a little bit of curl. I mean, freezing. Well, I don't know what that does.
wish we knew what Gushue is saying. Just trying to read their lips here.
See, that's why we just go with what Carrie would do. Who cares what these guys do?
Yeah. Hit and roll it is.
In turn, soft weight hit for Gushue. Neither team with any trouble on time. 8:22 for Gushue, 7:24 for Dunstone. Neither team has used a timeout either. Long ways to curl still. Yet another wide side miss on the soft weight hit. Same turn, Carrie, even though it was on the opposite side of the sheet.
Yeah. Not sure if that was just like he overthrew it or.
That's a lot of misses that way for both teams. So
I heard them say hack, like to throw hack, but
that was
I think he
all
threw like a
aboard.
bump. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think so. Like we've thrown this too. Going like just outside the 4 foot.
I think so. Try and bite the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what you want here is make him draw against the 2 points. You want to bury somewhere.
Yeah.
If it's open, he can hit it. He's going to be in good shape regardless. The only way you bring the steal at 2 in is make him draw.
Yeah, for sure. Brad's only thrown 1 draw this game, so.
Just rip it out.
Oh.
Or you go around to here.
Oh, he's okay.
We know how to play that.
He's thinking Brad will just rip,
rip it
the
and
yellow
give
over
him.
there and give him one anyways.
Mhm.
It's not a gimme over there, though.
No. I can see Brad being comfortable being 2 up rather than tied. I don't know.
So Dunstone will throw the draw after considering ripping their own stone for a second to make sure that they get
the blank.
The blank, but
Line's good.
tells you where
Line's
their
good.
preference is. Certainly.
Yeah.
Line's
Trying to
good.
wrap underneath.
No room.
Still got some room, guys.
Playing the
Where is it?
turn with more curl as well.
Far as you get it.
Curl it, curl it, curl it, curl
Far
it.
as you
Keep
get
going,
it.
keep going,
This
keep
looks
going,
really
keep going,
close.
keep going.
Yep, good shot
Yep.
from Matt.
Good sweep.
Brad looking at playing hit too, so that tells you what his preference is.
Yeah.
Just would need to touch the 8 foot for a single point. Trying to figure out if there's something there for the blank, which I don't see.
Unless he's thinking of like giving them 1. I don't know.
If he's playing the hit,
Interesting.
that's probably what he's thinking, unless he really doesn't want to throw a draw right now.
Which is strange because the speed seems pretty good across the sheet.
So we'll see what kind of weight he plays with that broom. It looks like he's playing enough to play for the blank.
Yeah. Looks, or to
Or
give
for
them 1.
to give him 1, yeah.
Yeah.
Normally when you see somebody hitting a stone and rolling
Yeah.
out on purpose, it is for a blank, but that is not the case here.
Well, you seen that when Jacobs did that to Gushue
Yeah.
in Newfoundland, and he got booed.
Yeah.
Yep, this looks like that's what they're doing.
Yeah, so Gushue content to give the force. Barely.
Barely is
Just
right.
enough.
Wow.
So Gushue preferring hammer with a tie game going to the final end. That's what he gets.
Yeah.
So we'll be 3-3 on to the 8th end. Gushue with hammer. Bit of a chess match at the end of the 7th end, but Gushue does indeed give Dunstone a single point. Tied up 3-3, 8th end. Tyler George here with 4-time Scotties champion Carrie Anderson and Gimli women's Spiel champion.
Oh, yeah,
Sorry.
can't forget that with Chloe and Cameron.
And Carrie, I think we're both a little surprised at how hard Brad was pushing to get that give of 1 point,
Yeah.
as opposed to taking the point for the 2-point lead. Again, we talked a little bit about the percentages of playing 2 down with or tied up. Or 2 down with or tied up without. But it really isn't a severe difference to the point that even Dunstone was thinking about ripping his own to try to make sure that he got what he was looking for. But
Yeah, definitely we see that more often. And yeah, there's a lot more threes on the board with the 5-rock rule. But you'll see some guards in play here for Team Dunstone to try and get the steal. They probably really want to try and force Brad to draw with his last if they can, since he's only thrown 1 draw.
that's all, all we can remember is 1 draw the
Yeah.
entire game, and it was a pretty good one,
Yeah.
the one he made. But got 2 centers up, no surprise to start things off for Dunstone. Again, with the no-tick zone rule in effect, cannot move those rocks off the center line as of yet, so Walker playing the come-around draw again. First one just stopping biting top 8 foot. Would really like to get one to top 4 now.
Yeah, I think they want to loop one around, at least get it full 4.
Yeah. 14-6-9.
Not a lot of carry at the end of these draws either. Really kind of hit the brakes and the slide.
Yeah, definitely if it's first down, like you saw with Jeff's, it kind of just grinded. And then his second one slid better.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Dunstone really like to move that stone, possibly. Freeze not bad, but need to get that rock behind the tee line at some point.
Back 4.
EJ's face didn't really like that one. He was like, oh boy.
Yeah, sometimes that's just our old creaky bones.
Yeah.
Too, like, oh boy, in that sense. Now I got to stand back up again.
I had one of those earlier. I went to throw a peel and I was like, oh my God, I almost fell.
That one just ticks off the number 1 counter, spills behind the tee. Gushue not afraid of that stone, playing the double peel immediately.
Yeah, I hear Brendan there. He's like, you should be able to get the yellow in the 4 foot too. And Brad's like, just look for the peels.
Let me worry about that. You just hit the broom and throw peel.
Yeah.
Seen him set a few of these back. One looked like slid a little to the tight side and fired it back at the line. Actually crosses it. Little Brooklyn double peel. So it does leave the shooter up, but rolls a little bit off the center line.
Trying to make a big pocket back there.
Stop. Back line?
Yeah.
Almost. I like half. 12-5.
Yeah, I think hack's a good call here with just it's getting a little slow in the middle. So to make sure you arrange those rocks a little further behind tee line.
Good weight. Your hair down.
Clean. Whoa.
Good weight.
Girls. Clean.
Good weight.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
It's great. A little light.
Curl. Clean. Straight. Straight.
Oh, it took a turn.
Get back there.
And not a bad result. Just leave the shooter mostly under the high guard and gets that red stone behind the tee line.
Yeah, Maddie just said that it picked, so went over a bit of a flat spot there.
Not a bad result still.
Yeah, it works.
that's the worst you get out of a pick
Right.
in the week, you're not doing too bad.
I played in a spiel a couple weeks ago in Whitewood, Saskatchewan, and they had 74 teams. It was unreal.
74.
Yeah, it was so much fun. But I had a pick. It like hit a rock, like a stone, like
Yeah.
in the ice, and it just dead stopped. I'm like, I've never seen something.
I was going to
do
ask
that before.
what the worst pick you ever had was
Yeah.
without the mics on for Gushue's team, and
Yeah.
that's a pretty good one.
Oh, like, I've never seen that. It was perfect, and I was like, just clean, and and they were cleaning it, and it
Yep.
just stopped. I was like, what was that?
I had one at the 2012, I believe, Nationals, somewhere in there. Got a piece of metal under the stone. I threw board and
Yeah.
it stopped 10 feet out of my hand.
Oh my god.
Left one of the biggest carves in the ice you've ever seen. It was literally a piece of like iron or something underneath the stone.
Huh.
How
Wonder
that
where
got
that
to the
came
ice, yeah, no idea. It was on the end sheet, so
Yeah.
could be anything. Hit and roll in there from Botcher.
Trying to tap that top one.
Gets to the tee line, but see how much of this is buried under one of the top fours. Pretty good chunk.
Roll our shooter wherever. Trying to throw back four, back
At least there's some rocks in play here for Maddie, so we might have a chance here.
Trying to get to as much of this rock in the top 8 foot as possible. The more they can set up as a wall behind the tee line, better chance. May only take one shot then.
Yeah, if Colton can make a good one here, it should be good setup.
This is
Once again on this wall side of the sheet. Holding.
Just keep going. Keep going.
Need to move that stone. Just ends up with almost a freeze
I agree.
little
I
tap.
agree.
It's
I've been
not a
thinking
lot of
it's-
ways in now for Dunstone.
Yeah,
I
I think
thought I
it's
was-
just getting a little slow in the middle.
Yes, it's a hard kick. Thought that was for sure back foot. Wonder if it's a little slow.
The players starting to discuss it too, Carrie. That maybe a little speed coming off.
Oh,
So
man.
timeout called. Dunstone's going to have a little chat about this one.
Yeah, because any play on this, he's doubling his off, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I like that call. We can freeze this back one, get to the inside just a little bit.
Yeah.
Like that's perfect.
I don't think you want to be here. Right? You got to be right to it.
Yeah.
I think you want to be just under so we can't just straight with it, right? Yeah, nose, like, right here is really good at it. Yeah, if we get under, then
That's
we can't hit
ideal.
it, but
Yeah.
even if we're here, like, we'll be a little bit higher, we can't hit it.
Yeah.
Just back button.
Okay.
And I don't think he'll have enough momentum to go, like, hit anything good off of it.
Yeah. You think it's more the spot? Yeah.
So playing the freeze to the red stone on the back of the 4 foot.
The same as what I just did.
I wonder what speed's gonna be like here. Just a little wider, possibly a little fresher.
Yeah, they are getting out on a little different path. Players not quite certain about what they think on this speed either. Thinking needs a little more.
Line, you got to go line. Line's good, easy.
Sweepers like the weight.
Line's good.
I think it's there right now.
Oh, no, can't bounce. You got tons of line. Yes, you got to go. Oh.
Oh, shoot.
Speed comes off again at the end. And Just what we've been seeing.
Yeah.
Rocks just are not carrying in the final few feet.
Yeah, just when they're coming into like top 12 area, they're really dying.
Yeah, Harmon was off that, thinking it was there already, and stopped a foot short. So Gushue with a timeout of their own now.
Do you bang this right on the nose? Do you get all the yellows?
Sure looks like they all go.
Yeah.
Yellow, yellow, red into the pocket of the red, yellow. And the redstone that's in the top of the forefoot's going to stop in a very good spot, too, right on top of the button.
Yeah, I think if you can smoke that on the nose, it's really close.
Yeah. I'm assuming that's what they're saying, too.
Yeah. Even like 3/4 high should get them all.
Yeah, looks like they go for fun. I don't think that the red in the top of the forefoot's ever squirting between either. I think it just nuts and stays right there.
I think Brad's just probably worried about leaving that one, the shooter top 12, as a guard.
Don't see a whole lot else here either. I mean, as Brad was saying, we caught one thing. There's 4 more shots left after this. So I would think, Gary, if you smash what you can see now and lose all those yellows, you still have 2 more shots after this, too, to clean up whatever they do afterwards with very little at play.
Yeah. It's looking like they're just going to hit the one that's top 8 and try and get them that way.
Yeah, just skipping the top stone altogether.
Yeah. Oh, maybe not.
Now just looking at.
See, they have their
peeling
mics
the top.
on.
Yeah,
Weird.
this may just be a straight peel, too.
Yeah, I
So
think
maybe
that's
they
what
don't want
he's
to move
doing.
those rocks, thinking that they'd rather have Dunstone be the one to move them.
The freeze is really good.
Yeah. This is interesting.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm very surprised they're not just ripping all 3 yellows. The only thing with that, I guess, is you're leaving your shooter probably.
Yeah.
You could maybe get the shooter to roll off a little bit, but.
Yeah, and I guess with them still being shot
Timeout.
rock, Matt still has some work to do.
Like the only other shot is maybe trying to do something like this. Right, then that angle's not really, like I guess he's hitting it this way. It's probably the best shot. Like we're not.
We don't need to be shot.
And he's, well, if he slams that, like it's not good.
Slams it, his red's gonna fly, right?
Yeah.
So that 6 is always gonna stay. I just think with this, we're never gonna get anything good where this is always gonna be some sort of giveaway.
I like Matt's first call to just even freeze one onto his yellow and just even if you tapped it to the back a bit and create that angle, I think that's really good.
It's a really good spot.
Things just got R-rated up in the booth here when Robbie Doherty came by. It was a really intense hug. But it is the GSOC.
Yep. It is.
Yep.
Timed it really well during a timeout, though, too.
No, I don't think
Yeah.
so. I think
That's why he's a pro.
I mean, if we were to top it, he rips double. We knows that he's gonna drop both. It's not end of the world if we top
No.
it.
But we're playing for this. Okay.
So I think they are going with what you originally looked at, Carrie. Why waste all this time? I mean,
Right?
Just play what you're saying. Maybe it's for show so they don't know, or the crowd doesn't know that they can hear you. We'll talk about it for a while, but we're going to do it.
I think the last time I did commentating, I did Dunstone's game. And yeah,
I think
we
you did.
Yeah. We were on the same page.
So if I give you what I gave you last time, you think that's close?
Really would like to get a little on the low side here if possible.
Yeah, if they can ever just get like a sliver low, I think it's really, really good.
Dunstone's first
Where is
in
it?
the 8th and very likely
Clean.
final end.
Line's good.
Close line.
Yeah, line.
Through.
Line's good. Easy. Where is it?
Close.
Clean.
We saw Lots
Close
Rock
line.
really
Clean.
hit
Yep.
the brakes at the
Whoa.
end.
Whoa. 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 Whoa.
Oh, great shot. Really
That's
good.
perfect.
There's a little separation, so Gushue might be able to get them both moving if he slams the
Yeah,
front.
I
That's
think
what he's
when he
doing.
slams this, it all pulls to the left there.
Yeah.
My left, they're right. Brendan's right.
You just point.
Yeah,
'Cause
over
they,
there.
Yeah, they can't see that. That's perfect. I think right there. That's good.
Yeah, just roll over there.
Yeah. Let's do an entire game where we just do hand signals. Never actually say the side.
Yeah.
Go on this side. Pretty good. That side? No. Not too bad.
Yeah. Bad side.
Gushue going to try to get both those yellows touching the button. Moving at least out of the 4 foot, probably out of the house if he hits this right. And gets them out of the 8s, so good result for Dunstone. Probably going to have to play a hit. Maybe double and nose, and the score is a little bit difficult for Gushue. Could also roll underneath your own yellow, but you'd only be sitting 1. Just a matter of what you want Gushue throwing, really.
No.
Yeah, depending on who's shot out of those 2. Oh, okay, they're sitting 2.
Yeah, red's 2.
Yeah, if you want.
If yellow was second, I think that hit and roll is a great shot. But
Yeah.
if you make this double on the nose,
Like to make the dot.
Gushue
like,
can't double
we need to
back,
try to get it
or
here.
nose back. He'd have to roll in to get shot. Or he's got to draw between the 2.
Oh, no, I agree. Yeah, like because we need
Yeah,
to
I
get it
think if
to
you
here.
can roll over there and try and make Gushue think of a couple shots, I think that's good.
Yep. Oh, 7/8 low.
I like this shot. I think you get a decent result either way, but
Yeah.
this one you make this double, you're making him probably throw a draw. I don't think he's ever playing the hit and roll to try to get count.
No, not if he's out in the 8 foot.
Yeah, so make him make the draw. He's only thrown 1 the entire game. He hasn't thrown a draw the 4 foot the
Nope.
entire game.
And with it getting a little slow,
Yeah.
yeah, not a gimme draw.
So Dunstone playing some weight at this because they want the shooter to be able to roll away a little bit, but want to make sure that both reds go. Dunstone's last.
Yep.
Good clean throw.
Yep. Yep. Whoa. 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 Girl.
Sweep, 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 sweep.
That's pretty much what they were looking for.
Good, Maddie.
Yep, that's a good shot.
That will make Gushue decide between the hit and roll.
He might be able to nose, yeah.
It's close. I don't know.
Should be able to nose it.
Yeah, he believes he can nose.
Yeah, nose or just rolling a hair.
Good throw.
That just needed to cross another quarter inch.
Yeah, if it rolls to right where Brendan's broom is, he's likely having to draw.
So Gushue believes nose is good enough, but any inside roll will definitely get him the win.
Yeah.
We've seen rocks run a little bit on this side of the sheet, as Matt Dunstone was talking about. So final stone of this opening matchup at AMJ Players Championship for both teams. This is really narrow.
Oh, he's holding
Sweepers
it.
hold it early enough. Does hold the line. Gushue converts, takes the victory 4-3 over Matt Dunstone in this opening matchup for both teams. Again, with 12 teams in the two pools, 5-game round robin here, as opposed to the 4 that you would normally see at the other Grand Slam curling events. But that will wrap up our coverage. Carrie, thanks for joining us as always. Love having you up here.
Yeah, it was great to be up here again.
Thanks for
it's always fun.
Saving my butt a few times in my
I got your back,
stupor. But always fun, of course. So for Tyler George, Carrie Anderson, Grand Slam Curling Home Team Network, we will see you tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., bright and early for the next featured draw. Thanks for watching.
I'll be sleeping.